Good morning, everyone, and thank you. And first of all, I'm delighted to be with all of you today. Thank you very much for the kind invitation of the ICT Security Magazine for this important Cybercrime Conference 2026. It's the 14th conference. And I'm Giuseppe Zuffanti from the European Security and Defense College, Brussels. And I would like to share with you some information and tips and I hope interesting key takeaway you can obtain from my presentation. And I'm going to share my screen so you can also have a look on the presentation. So, first of all, I'm a senior technical officer from the Italian Police of State, seconded to ESDC since 2020, and as a coordinator of Cyber Issue and Cyber ETEE Platform, Education, Training, Exercise, and Evaluation Platform. And I would like to share with you which is the role of ESDC, European Security and Defense College. Before to join ESDC, I had the opportunity for 10 years, more or less, before 2020, to prevent and combat cybercrime in the Police of State, in the Piedmont and Aosta Valley, in the Postal Communication Police of State. And since 1992, I had the opportunity also to manage some activity under the state of police. I have a computer science background and I'm engineering in computer science and also other let me say competence in the cyber domain. But let's go now again ahead. I would like to give you an overview about the framework of the ESDC, why we have the European Security and Defense College that was born in 2005, actually 5 years before the European External Action Service. So before to go ahead with this, I would like to give you the framework about the Common Foreign and Security Policy, CFSP, and the CSDP. So if you go on the treatment of the EU Title 5, Chapter 2, Section 2, you can find an Article 42 and 46 and the information regarding the CSDP and CFSP. Actually, the CSDP is the European Union's the main policy framework and course of action in the field of defense and crisis management and main component of the EU's common foreign and security policy, through which member states can develop an European strategic culture of security and defense. So you know that you can find here all the information about the civilian and military assets and the external action outside the Union. So why the European Security and Defense College? Actually, we are talking about a EU entity with legal capacity. And we can say that ESDC is an autonomous EU body that we together training partners from across Europe and beyond to enhance a common Europe security and defense culture. So you can think to ESDC a sort of network of member training providers around the EU, civilian and military. And we promote a common understanding of the CSDP, Common Security and Defense Policy, among civilian, diplomatic, law enforcement, and military personnel. And we provide training and education in this Common Security and Defense Policy domain. If you go on the website of the European External Action Service, you can find the CSDP structures, instruments, and agency. And in order to enable the EU to fully assume its responsibility of crisis management and act as a global security actor, the EU member states decided to establish a permanent political, military, and civilian structure. In the chart, you can find the main tools, let me say, of the CSDP. And I don't want to go one by one, but I would like to highlight the central square in red, European Security and Defense College, and all the mission and objectives of the college is reflected inside. The last updated council decision is the 2024. You can find, if you check the QR code, the last version in all the 27 languages. And one important information I would like to give you, and that the ESDC is works under the overall responsibility of the HRPP, Madam Kaya Kallas, so the High Representative Vice President of the Commission, and is guided by the 27 member states through the ESDC Steering Committee. Is established as a network, as I told you, college, bringing together the existing national and international training institutes dealing with security and defense policy issues within the Union. Is a separated entity with its own legal capacity, including to hold bank accounts closely embedded within the ES premises and holds close links with the relevant EU institution and agency. So in this, with this, you have the framework about ESDC. So the ESDC is in Brussels, the Secretariat is in Brussels, the head of ESDC is in Brussels, but ESDC is composed by 280 network members around the EU and also beyond. You will see afterwards. One important information is that the ESDC provides training and education, as I told you, following main general categories. And in the slide, you can find the main categories: CSDP crisis management, orientation course, political advisor, hostile environment awareness training, EU mission and operation pre-deployment, senior courses for high-level courses and senior strategic course, and strategic communication, conflict analysis, prevention, protection of civilian, space, courses on security sector reform, gender, climate security, project management, logistics. And in red, I added the cybersecurity and defense technical and non-technical course. So this is the reason because we are here today. And hybrid threats and foreign information manipulation and interference. As in ESDC, I had the privilege and the honor to cooperate and coordinate all the cyber issue and training and education on cybersecurity and cyber defense among all the 280 network members. And believe me, it's a very interesting activities. Not easy, but interesting. And I would like also to give you this summary, an updated summary of the 2025. So we have, it's a sort of schema about the participation statistics. For 2025, we had more than 4,600 participants, 71% men and 28% women. And we provided training and education around EU member states. And with the working field you can see in the chart. So 42.24 military percent, 38.64 civilians, diplomats 6%, and law enforcement 11%. And the idea is to what we are doing. We provide training and education, so courses, seminars, conferences, workshops, not only in Brussels, but also around the EU, because the training provider that is member of ESDC decided to organize and propose to organize courses under the aegis of ESDC, for example, in their premises. In Rome, for example, I just finished and concluded a course on cyber range pen tester tools. The course provider was Italian and CEDA, and we provide a course also with the cooperation of the EU advisory mission of Ukraine, with a focus on Ukraine personnel. We had a specific course half of May, for example, at the enforcement Academy of Advanced Study in Rome, where and I am the course in training provider, training manager in charge, and we will provide a course on the cybersecurity strategy for the digital decade, so a course on cyber in Italy, in Rome. But the speaker came from all the EU cyber ecosystem, so I will facilitate all the speaker around in order to share the latest information about the effort of the EU in the cyber ecosystem. Now, let me go ahead a little bit following the focus connected to the cyber domain. And you know that we live in an interconnected world, and with the evolution and an increase of number of submarine cables, you remember in around 1990 we have very few submarine cable around the world. Now the number is increased a lot, and we need to bear in mind that the interconnected world has transformed cyberspace into a critical geostrategic domain. So this is the reason of the picture in the chart, where nations project power and influence and defend their interests. Control over digital infrastructure, data, and networks now shapes global security and economic strength and political sovereignty. So we need to take in account all the dimension and the new trend landscape. In an interconnected world, where cyberspace has become a geostrategic domain, cybersecurity spans multiple domains such as network application, information, and operational security. Together, this domain protect digital infrastructure, ensuring nations can safeguard their power, data, and sovereignty in the global arena. So in the chart, you can find all the sub-domain of security, communication, operation, information, military, physical, public, national security on the cyber domain. And in the past, we have seen an increasing of the concept of the hybrid threats. So the cybersecurity domains are increasingly essential for countering hybrid threats that blend cyber attacks, disinformation, and physical or economic pressure to destabilize states and critical infrastructure. So you can find in the chart on the screen the conceptual model of hybrid threats that describes the coordinated use of military and non-military tools, such as cyber attacks, disinformations, economic pressure, and political influence by states or no-state actors to exploit vulnerabilities below the threshold of open warfare. And its domain span political, military, economic, civil, information, and cybersphere, where action is synchronized to create ambiguity, destabilize society, and achieve strategic objective without triggering conventional conflict. So in the new landscape, we need to have a look on the evolution of modern conflict. Threats are not just physical, and AI and the growing cyber vulnerability are reshaping the very concept of global security. We have the human-centric dimension in the cyberspace, space, air, sea, and land. I know that you already have the opportunity to follow the previous lectures and following after myself, where the key threats are ransomware, artificial intelligence, cyber espionage, supply chains attack, and trend and challenges are increased use of AI, evolving threat landscape, growing importance of cybersecurity, need for international cooperations. And defensive strategies is the use of AI and machine learning, implementing robust security measures, conducting regular security audits, and providing cybersecurity training. In this framework, in 2018, the Council, the 27 member states, decided to create the Cyber ETEE Education Training Exercise and Evaluation Platform at the ESDC. That is one of the 10 pillars of the ESDC. In all the domain, you can find all the information on the website. And the focus on the cyber configuration is that we follow, to provide training education, the holistic approach, cybercrime, cyber defense, NIS, and external relations. We provide training and education, following the awareness, tactical, strategic, technical, and legal aspect. Everything is connected and supporting the cybersecurity strategy for the digital decade, so the three main pillars, and in bold I put the main focus, cybersecurity workforce, boosting cyber defense capability and cooperation with partners. And we also support the cyber policy on defense and the cybersecurity skills framework. With the so we offer training and education also supporting the cybersecurity skills framework of ENISA. So our course curricula are full supporting the dual role profile of ENISA. And especially in the chart, you can find the detail about training and participant. And one important point, and that the quality and coherence is a crucial point of our activities. We follow a quality-focused training cycle, plan to check out when we revise also our curriculum and so on. I don't want to go in deep on all the quality and coherence activity that we are doing, but it's important that you know that we are doing also this one. And let me skip this one. Some focus on the cyber configuration. We provided training and education on cyber, and for the last year, the last 2025 year, we trained 92 participants, military, diplomatic, civilian, and law enforcement, with the cooperation of 53 institution training providers. And we evolved to address European cybersecurity challenges, introducing new training courses on AI, cyber ranges, FIMI, hybrid threats, and cyber diplomacy. Strengthen partnership, so another achievement with the European External Action Service and ENISA. We have a memorandum of understanding with ENISA, and also a memorandum of understanding right now signed with the NATO CCDC of Italy. Sorry, one important point that we are also part of the EU cyber dialogue on with Ukraine and NATO. I had the privilege also to travel to Kiev in order to represent ESDC in the training and education side in order to create and increase the cooperation with Ukraine. You can download the full catalog of training providers on the website. We are ready to publish the new course catalog for the new calendar year, academic year 26-27. And let me also skip this one, but only to tell you that we are part of the board of the NATO advisory board and cooperation with NATO DEEP and other entity of ESDC of the NATO. And one important point about Ukraine is that we have more than 17 associated NATO members that are Ukrainian, and with them we organize activities together in Ukraine and also abroad. And this is the room of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs where I was there in order to represent ESDC for the cyber dialogue on the EU-Ukrainian cyberstructure dialogue. So priority 2026 is to continue to develop AI courses with a focus on deep learning and artificial intelligence, support the EU Cyber Skills Academy to address the cybersecurity talent gap and strengthen digital resilience, enhance collaboration with ENISA and align courses with the European Cybersecurity Skills Framework, EU-NATO cyber training cooperation also with the increasing of the revised activity on e-learning modules, because our courses have pre-asynchronous e-learning activities plus a residential phase. The course of ESDC are in average from 3 to 5 days each. And let me give you only the last information. We already have prepared the next cyber plan, and you can find on our website, time by time we publish an invitation letter, the information about the invitation letter, the mechanism how to be nominated, so you can reach the nominator, the Italian nominator, or the nominator of your nation in order to be nominated, and you have all the information public on our website. For example, we will have on the 6th of May a seminar conference on drones organized between ESDC and Europol in Brussels. We have pilot activities, so the first time we are going to organize a specific course in order to become a standard. We will have, for example, cyber hijacking tools with Python. We have courses on CISO, on AI, and you can find all the detail on the presentation, and I will provide you also the PDF version of this presentation, so you will have all the detail. And if you are interested to participate in one or more than one courses, please don't hesitate to reach ESDC. This is also only the list on the cyber domain. So that's all from my side. On the website, you can find in the upcoming training activities link all the information about the course that we are going to publish and the list of nominators in order to be nominated. Furthermore, you have the QR code for the website and my information below. Thank you very much, and I hope to follow next year the conference in presence and to meet you very soon. And thank you again for the kind invitation. Bye.